This is Hajurunisa, Associate Professor from Commerce and Management Department, would like to continue the lecture on the topic Features of IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards. And the next feature is IFRS emphasizes that various transactions should be treated on the basis of their economic substance rather than their legal form. Under the IFRS system, the fixed assets are recorded at current cost, and another feature of IFRS, the assets, liabilities, revenues and expenses are reported in its functional currency, which means the currency of the place where the entity operates. Under IFRS, the useful life of the asset has to be computed again and again until the asset is actually removed from the books of accounts. And the next feature is IFRS make it compulsory to adopt component accounting. Under component accounting, depreciation is not calculated simply on the total value of an asset, but on the cost of important parts of the equipment or asset. And the next topic is need for IFRS. And the first point is uniformity. IFRS provide single set of accounting standards that would enable internationally standardized and assure better quality on a global screen. The main purpose of development of IFRS is uniformity in reporting of financial statements. And the next point is international capital. IFRS would also permit international capital to follow more freely, enabling companies to develop consistent global practices on accounting problems. And the next is regulators. IFRS would be beneficial to regulators too, as a complexity associated with understanding various reporting regimes would be reduced. And the next point is investors. IFRS give a better understanding to the financial statements and assess the investment opportunities other than home country. Financial statements following IFRS gives better and cohesive information to the investors. And the need also arises for accounting professionals. IFRS also benefit the accounting professionals in a way that they will be able to sell their services in the different parts of the world. Accounting professionals can provide their services to those countries which follow IFRS. The sound business sense. IFRS will generate sound business sense among the beneficiaries because it will develop global reporting culture. These are the points of needs for IFRS and importance of IFRS. And the next topic is relevance of IFRS. International Accounting Standard Board are known as International Financial Reporting Standards. All international accounting standards and interpretation issued by the former International Accounting Standard Committee continue to be applicable unless and until they are amended or withdrawn. IFRS apply to the general purpose financial statements and other financial reporting by profit-oriented entities, those engaged in commercial, industrial, financial and similar activities regardless of their legal form. Entities other than profit-oriented business entities may also find IFRS appropriate. General purpose financial statements are intended to meet the common need of shareholders, creditors, employees and the public at large for information about an entity's financial position, performance, and cash flows. Many companies having subsidiaries and holding company in different countries are required to follow dual set of accounting standards. The transition to IFRS will be helpful in saving time and cost. Other financial reporting includes information provided outside financial statements that assist in the interpretation of a complete set of financial statements or improves users' ability to make efficient economic decisions. IFRS apply to individual company and consolidated financial statements. A complete set of financial statements including a balance sheet, an income statement, a cash flow statement, a statement showing either all changes in equity or changes in equity other than those arising from investment by a distribution to owners, a summary of accounting policies and explanatory notes. And last point of relevance is, in developing standards, International Accounting Standard Board intends not to permit choices in accounting treatment. Further, International Accounting Standard Board intends to reconsider the choices in existing international accounting standards with a view to reducing the number of those choices. And the next topic is difficulties or challenges in adopting IFRS. Following are the difficulties or challenges in adopting IFRS by India. The first point of difference is concept. IFRS are more principle based and there is a scope of subjective judgment. The information in the financial statement is presented on the basis of substance rather than rule. On the other hand, Indian accounting standards are rigid, being rule based, subjective. Judgment is not permitted in Indian accounting standards. Rules will have to be updated for adopting IFRS. And the next point of challenge is legal compliances. Application of IFRS is totally based on the investors' needs. Their interests are given priority over law. On the other hand, in Indian accounting standards, the legal compliance gets priority over investors' needs. And the next point is framework provided. IFRS provide a wide framework for financial reporting. No such framework is present in Indian accounting standard. And the next challenge is true and fair view. In IFRS, true and fair concept has no relevance. In Indian accounting standard, there is an emphasis on the concept of true and fair view. And there is a challenge with regard to presentation of financial statement. And IFRS clearly provide guidelines and overall requirement in presenting financial statements of companies. Indian accounting standards do not define clear requirement for disclosure in the financial statements. And the last point of challenge is trained personnel. There is a lack of trained personnel for adopting IFRS and they will have to undergo training and learning programs for adopting IFRS. These are the challenges faced by our country in adopting IFRS and implementation of IFRS accounting standards. The next topic is IFRS in India. In India, accounting standards are formulated by the Council of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. It has been made clear by the institute that while formulating the accounting standards, the Accounting Standard Board will keep in view customs, usages applicable laws and the business environment in India. The Institute of Cost Accountants of India, International Accounting Standards and IFRS, established and set up in July 2007. The Council of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India set a target of adopting IFRS for all listed public interest and large entities from accounting periods beginning on or after 1st April 2011. Thus, India decided to converge with IFRS in 2007, and Institute of Chartered Accountants of India started the process of developing a complete set of accounting standards that are converged with IFRS, and accounting standards developed with an idea of convergence with IFRS are known as Indian accounting standards. With an objective to ensure smooth transition to IFRS from 1st April 2011, International Accounting Standards, that is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, is taking up the matter of convergence with IFRS with National Advisory Committee on Accounting Standards established by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India and other regulators including Reserve Bank of India, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority and the Securities and Exchange Board of India, that is Stock Exchange Board of India. The core group of IFRS convergence formed by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs has recommended convergence to IFRS as under: Phase 1, opening balance sheet as at 1st April 2011. Number 1 point, companies which are part of Bombay Stock Exchange, Sensex 30 and National Stock Exchange Nifty 50. And the second set of companies whose shares or other securities are listed outside India, companies whether listed or not having net worth of more than 1000 crores. And the second phase is opening balance sheet as at 1st April 2013. Companies are not covered in phase 1 and having net worth exceeding rupees 500 crores. And the third phase, opening balance sheet as at 1st April 2014, listed companies not covered in earlier phase. If the financial year of a company commences at a date other than 1st April, then it shall prepare its opening balance sheet at the commencement of immediately following financial year. So based on this important points, so this adoption and application of IFRS by India in Indian accounting standards formulated by the Council of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India converge or adopt IFRS in Indian accounting system. And the objectives of IFRS are to develop a single set of high quality, understandable and enforceable global accounting standards that will form the stable platform for international accounting. The correct adoption of IFRS will bring more transparency and a higher degree of comparability, both of which promise many beneficiaries for the organization as well as economies. Most important objective of IFRS is to make the comparison and interpretation of the financial statements across the world easier. And the next objective is to promote the use and rigorous application of those standards, to take account of and appropriate the special needs of small and medium sized entities and emerging economies. The next objective is to bring about convergence of national accounting standards and international accounting standards and international financial reporting standards, IFRS to high quality solutions, and to make the information included in financial statements reliable so that users can take correct decisions, and to make the information included in financial statements reliable so that the users can take correct decisions, to report the information on time, that is undue delay should be